Alrighty, so here we are. We're going to do another genetics problem here just to kind of help you out. We're working off of the handout again, alternative inheritance patterns, and we are focusing right now on sex-linked traits, or which is often referred to as X-linked traits. So these are traits whose genetic information are found on the X chromosomes and not on the Y chromosome. So when you set up your genotypes for your parents, you have to make sure that you write out the sex chromosomes for the biological female and the biological male, and then write as superscripts what the trait actually is. So we're going to work off of question 9 here, specifically question 9b. Okay, so it says hair color in cats is X-linked and inherited according to incomplete dominance. So we've got a couple things going on here. Again, the genetic information is found on the X chromosomes, so we have to represent the sex chromosomes in the genotypes of the parents when we write them out. But it also says that there's incomplete dominance happening as well. So what's happening is information on the X chromosome, one X chromosome, and information on the Y chromosome can interact with one another and produce an in-between sort of phenotype. Okay, and we saw that with snapdragons, for example, with flower color. So something similar is happening here as well. The question also says that black hair color is dominant, orange recessive, and calico heterozygous. Okay, so you need two dominant traits on the X chromosomes to produce black hair color. You need two recessive traits on the X chromosomes to produce an orange color. And when you got a big with a small, right, heterozygous condition, then you're going to get a third phenotype called calico, which we know happens again with incomplete dominance. The question also says the length of the coat is autosomal, where big L is long, big L little l is medium, and little l is short. So again, autosomal means the genetic information is not found on the sex chromosomes; they're found on all the other chromosomes. And again, we notice here we got big L producing one phenotype, little l producing a second phenotype short. Then we've got a heterozygous condition producing a third phenotype, which tips us off again that what we have here is incomplete dominance. So there's a number of things happening in this question. Question B says an orange female with short fur is crossed with a black male with medium fur. Okay, so we're going to just make this a little bigger here and work on this sheet for the rest of the video. So an orange female, okay, because it's female, we have to have the two X chromosomes here. And again, because it's orange and that's recessive, you have to have two little r's written as superscripts at the top right of the sex chromosomes. We're also told that the female has short fur. Again, that's a recessive phenotype, so we have to have two little l's to represent that part of the female cat's genotype. We're told that the male is black, so again we have to use XY to represent the chromosomes of the male, but then in order to be black you have to have a dominant trait, and so we write the big R on the X chromosome. Notice there's nothing on the Y chromosome because these traits are X-linked, so there's no genes on the Y chromosome at all. So for these types of questions you should not be writing anything on the Y chromosome as a superscript. You leave it like it is. And then we're told that the male also has medium fur. So again, that's produced by a heterozygous condition because there's some incomplete dominance happening, not only with the hair color, but with the hair length. And so we have to have a big L, little l. Now, we have to do 2 to the n. Remember, n is a number of heterozygous genes found in the genotype. And when we look at the female here, the X chromosomes are homozygous, as are the L's. So our n here is going to be 0, and we're only going to get one possible gamete from that female. If we look at the male, XY is always considered to be heterozygous because the X and Y chromosomes are different from one another. So technically this is heterozygous, and then big L, little l obviously is heterozygous as well. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 2, and we're going to get 4 possible gametes from the genotype of the male parent. So we now know our Punnett square is going to be 4 by 1. let's do that. Let's draw that out, 4 by 1. Again, not an easy thing to draw when you're using the mouse, but here we go. So let's put the female gamete, the egg, on the side. So we've got X, little r, and a little l. That's the only possible gamete you can produce there. Again, you want to make sure that both an X chromosome and information from the L genes is found in that egg. Otherwise, that egg is missing information, which is no good. Again, along the top, we're going to put the male sperm genotypes, and again, you want every combination that's possible of sex chromosomes with the L's. So we got X, big R, with a big L, and you got X, big R, with a little l, and we've got Y with a big L, and we've got Y with a little l. So all we now have to do is fill that in. So let's do the sex chromosomes first. X big R, X little r here, X big R, X little r, X little r, and Y, and then X little r with a Y again. Now we can do the fur length. So we've got a big L with an L, little L, two little L's here, a big L with a little L, and two little L's there as well. So you're asking the question, what do these organisms actually look like? Okay. So I'm not going to write it out just because sometimes this writing can be a little bit messy, and my time is running short here on my screencast. So this individual right here, let's just use a different color. This individual here is going to be a female because of 2X chromosomes. Notice it's big R, little r. So again, that's heterozygous with incomplete dominance, and we're told in the question, incomplete dominance with regards to hair color is going to produce calico. So this is going to be a calico female cat with medium fur. So we've got one of those. The other female is going to be, again, calico, because we've got a heterozygous, big R, little r. But this female is going to have short fur because of the two little L's. This cat here is going to be male, but notice we have a little r. Again, nothing on the Y, so that little r, that recessive r, is going to tell us that the cat's going to be orange, and it's going to have medium fur because of the big L, little l. So we've got a orange male with medium fur. This cat over here has X with a little r, a Y, little l. So this cat is going to be, again, an orange male with short fur because of two little L's. So, and that will be the phenotypic ratio. So it'll be 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Okay? So hopefully that helps you, and take care.